Former President Trump faces some potential legal issues now that he is out of office.
And here to talk about that is former U.S. Attorney Patrick Miles. And of course, we know that the president didn't take the step of pardoning himself. So the first question really is, what is the president going to be exposed to outside of the impeachment investigation now that he is not the president anymore?
Well, good evening. Yes, first and foremost, it is the impeachment investigation and the trial in the Senate. And of course, high crimes and misdemeanors is whatever Congress says it is. And so that'll be his first. But in terms of criminal prosecutions, potentially there are potential cases for inciting sedition and or insurrection in the District of Columbia. Those would be federal charges. If they felt that his words really led directly to the riots at the Capitol, he would have faced criminal charges also related to the campaign finance violations and such related to the Stormy Daniels and Karen McDougal payoffs that Michael Cohen was sentenced to 3 years in federal prison for because Cohen alleged that he did those payments using campaign purposes at the direction of then candidate Donald Trump. So that would have also been criminal charges which couldn't be brought while he was sitting as president. In that case, looks like it's largely over. And then it looks like the president also is going to have a number of civil cases arising out of sexual misconduct allegations where he allegedly defamed some of the people that claimed he sexually assaulted them.
And just another question, too. We know that those are all potential federal cases that could come against the president now that he lacks that immunity of the executive office. What about state charges? Because we know right now that there are attorneys in New York going through that process as well.
That is correct. The state of New York, the attorney general there, is looking at charges related to the Trump Organization. And the Manhattan district attorney is also looking at bank and tax fraud cases as well, largely related to the Trump Organization. So he's facing some state jeopardy as well from New York, which he's now no longer resident, but he of course lived there for a long time.
And when of course, we're in new territory here in a way. What kind of timeline would we expect for something? Because you did list a very long list there.
Indeed. Well, the timeline is always limited in criminal cases by the statute of limitations. And so these investigations have been ongoing. Some relate to getting, especially in New York, relating to getting a hold of his tax returns. There's been cases and appeals and other judgments related to getting his tax returns to prove some of the tax fraud and bank fraud allegations. But we should be seeing these cases brought to fruition if they are going to be brought within the next year, I would say. I don't think they're going to drag on much past 2022.
All right, Patrick Miles, a former U.S. attorney himself, we certainly appreciate your insight on this, and thank you for all the help you provided us throughout the election and campaign season. We appreciate it.
Thank you, Doug. Thank you, Annie.